Yes, it might seem a bit late for a top 10 list of 2019 films, but I don't care. I wanted to make this list and I wanted to make a video about it. On that note, with all of the 2019 films I did see, I did not get to see everyone that I wanted to. I'm specifically talking about A Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which doesn't come here until February. I will also be saying some honorable mentions after my number one pick. I didn't want there to be any spoilers and I wanted to keep the tension high. So without further ado, let's get into my top 10 films of 2019. Number 10. Honestly, the fact that this film is number 10 on my list just shows how powerful of a year this year has been for film. Jojo Rabbit would have been at least top 3 in any other year this past decade. Jojo Rabbit is Taika Waititi at the height of his powers as a writer, director, and actor. He is the master of happy, sad cinema, and he knows how to wield his great power. I'll honestly watch anything and everything he creates. Number 9. Parasite. The Bong Joon-ho flick that destroys every boundary of genre and creates a wholly original and hilarious film. Yeah, it's a South Korean film, but as the man said himself, if you can get over that 1-inch barrier of subtitles, it will open the door for such amazing and wonderful films. And he is just so right. The characters, the plot, and the writing are top-notch cinema, and I wouldn't even be surprised if this film won Best Picture. Number 8. Joker really put a smile on my face. However, there is a rise in backlash for this billion-dollar film, and I just don't care. It's a great character study that delves into mental illness, class division, and so many more problems that need to be discussed today. It's one of the greatest comic book movies, and it has a fantastic Joaquin Phoenix performance that anchors this wonderful film. It also has an amazing score and some pretty darn good cinematography. Number 7. This one is my favorite comedy, not only of the year, but in a long time. Booksmart is Olivia Wilde's directorial debut, and I gotta be honest, when I first heard all the praise that was coming out of this film, I was a bit skeptical. But once I saw it, I knew not only it was going to be in my top 10, but it was my favorite film of the year at the time. There's some great performances from the two leads, Caitlin Denver and Beanie Feldstein. They really anchored this laugh out loud time. Number 6. Number 6. Help me to recollect. That's right. It's The Lighthouse. This film is a masterclass in acting and cinematography. In fact, I thought this film had the best cinematography all year until I saw a certain other film that might come on the list. But one thing stayed true, and it's that Willem Dafoe had the best supporting performance of the year, and it is a travesty that he was not nominated for the Oscars. Anyway, this along with Patterson's stellar performance, as well as the story, pace, direction, and any other aspect of filmmaking, this just pushes the boundary of what film could be. Number 5. I Lost My Body is a French animated Netflix film that no one is talking about. It's insane how little the amount of people know about this film, let alone have seen it. It's the best animated film right there, available at your fingertips right now. It's so inventive yet classic in its story, and I don't want to say too much because I went in blind and I was just in for the ride. All I can say is that I highly suggest you checking out this film as soon as possible. Number 4. This is actually another Netflix film, and I originally had it towards the bottom of my list, but upon rewatching it, it really grew on me. Marriage Story has two exquisite performances from Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson as this soon-to-be divorced couple that is hurting each other in all of the worst ways possible. The direction and writing from Noah Baumbach is so natural and realistic, and yes, I do know about that one scene that went viral, but when you see the film and that scene is in context, you understand why that screaming match happens, and you just feel for both of these characters. There's a fantastic rise and fall to the story that just makes it one of the greatest films of the year. Number 3. Little Women is Greta Gerwig's third film as a director, and wow, it just ages well. When I originally walked into the theater, I liked it, but then I spoke about it with my girlfriend and I started thinking about it every single day for weeks. It is such a pure film. From the characters that are wonderfully performed, to the set design, the score, the story, and especially the direction. There's a wonderful charm to this film that just makes you fall in love with it. Also, there's Florence Pugh in this, who is already one of my favorite actresses working today. She was the lead in Midsommar, and in this film she has a fantastic supporting performance. Number 2, this is a film that I knew I had to see, because deep down I knew that this film would be in my top 10. What I didn't know is that it would make it up this high, and that is the masterpiece that is 1917. It is truly phenomenal what this behemoth of an accomplishment this film is. Roger Deakins' cinematography is glorious and one for the ages. Just this sequence alone shows you how masterful this film is, with the melding of a perfect score and scene. This is honestly the peak of the craft of filmmaking, and it's actually really emotional as well. The two leads, George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman, really make you feel for them. And without their great performances and top-notch direction from Sam Mendes, this film will be nowhere near as great as it is. The best part about this film is that it's in theaters right now and you can go check it out. I urge you strongly to go watch it, as this is seriously an experience in theater. Number 1. Sure, 1917 is a technically better film than this one, but there was something about this film that just kept telling me to put it number 1. And in doing so, well, this is how I win. My top film of 2019 is... it's not that one. It is Uncut Gems. I've never felt anything more from a film than the constant, uninterrupted 2 hours of anxiety that this film is. Right as the credits rolled was the one time I could actually breathe in the theater, as this weight literally came off my chest. I've never experienced anything like this masterpiece before, and it is truly disrespectful that the Oscars completely shut out this film. It's thanks to them that now Adam Sandler is going to make Grown Ups 3. Speaking of which, Adam Sandler has a powerhouse performance in this magnum opus from the Safdie brothers. The Safdie brothers have directed this film so well that you actually feel like you're in the film. The sound design and cinematography just make you feel claustrophobic and on edge the entire time. The screenplay is fantastic, with subtle reveals and bombastic scenes, as well as the building of an avalanche of nerves throughout the entire 2 hours. You don't know what's going to happen next. All you know is that you're invested in Adam Sandler's character Howard, and he's a dirtbag, but you're just so invested for him and you care for him, and that is such an amazing trick to pull off. I love this film and I just think about it every single day. I highly suggest you rush out to see this now. So those are my top 10 films of 2019. As for my honorable mentions, they include Midsommar, The Irishman, Rocketman, Queen and Slim, Honey Boy, Hustlers, Endgame, Far From Home, Ad Astra, Ready or Not, and The Farewell. Thank you all for watching me gush over the great films from the year 2019. So if you've seen any of these films or you want to tell me your favorite films of 2019, tell me down in the comments below. As always, please like, subscribe, share, and click right here for more Yeti Films content. Thanks for watching, and I'll write you later.